Hello and welcome to the September 2019 Ars Poetica Astrological and Poetic Outlook. I'm Christine of Receptive Tarot, here again to give you kind of an overview of what the planets are bringing you and some tarot about the upcoming month, as well as a little bit of poetic inspiration. So here we are in Virgo season. I don't know about you, but I'm getting so much done. I have been cleaning my house like a maniac and it feels really good. I'm getting rid of those terrible boxes of things that, you move and you have this box and it's just got all this random stuff in it and you're like, I'm gonna go through that, I'm gonna get rid of it. And this is the month that you actually might get rid of it. If you're like me and you keep everything because it's like a future art project, probably, but maybe not. So yeah, I'm gonna say focus on the details this month. There's actually some really beautiful astrology going on, and I have to say, if you're gonna be initiating a new project, starting something new, even new relationships, this is the month to do it, because we're moving closer and closer to some kind of funky Saturn, Capricorn, Pluto energy this next year, and it's gonna be kind of a slower year, so I would say get going, get started. So I guess the first thing I will bring up is just in general, Neptune is going to be making a lot of oppositions this month because of its relationship to Virgo. We've got Neptune in Pisces, we've got the Sun in Virgo, so these two planets are going to be kind of butting heads a bit, so it's going to really ask you to keep it real and not let Neptune get you into a delusional state. September 10th, that's an important day. That's when the Sun will oppose Neptune. We've got Venus opposing Neptune on the 4th. We also have Mercury opposing Neptune on the 7th. So it's going to bring up different themes. The 4th with Venus, that's going to be relationship confusion. When we've got Mercury and Neptune opposing one another, that means we're going to have some confusion with our communication. So I want you to make sure that you are staying really grounded and not getting lost in any pipe dreams. You want to take things slowly and seriously this month, channeling that Virgo energy. And Virgo is a really wonderful planet as far as the kind of things that involve the details. It is ruled by Earth. So this is definitely a time period to still be working on getting all of your plans in place, because Virgo is very thorough with planning. So all of this month we're going to be having Virgo and Jupiter kind of going against one another. The Sun in Virgo, Mars in Virgo, Mercury in Virgo, Venus in Virgo. It is going to be very earthy. Maybe you might get a little sucked into the perfectionist energy, but then we've got Jupiter in Sagittarius, who is just big and joyful and more and more and more and more and more, and that can be a little bit contradictory. So again, you've got to really keep yourself grounded this month. So with Mars in Virgo, I'm going to say you're going to get a lot done, conjunct the Sun. This is really a time period for you to get really focused on those details, on those plans, to pick the dates. This is really a great month to pick dates for yourself and to set goals and to set that schedule and stick to it. If you set your schedule this month and you stick to that schedule, you're really going to be reaping the benefits. We are going to have a full moon in Pisces on September 13th or 14th, depending on where you are on this planet. And it's going to be an interesting full moon. There are a lot of aspects. Mercury is going to be entering Libra, and so is Venus. So that's going to bring in a little bit more relationship energy. But we also have Jupiter squaring Neptune, which is confusion, maybe embarrassing situations. I'm going to say that you don't want to go too crazy on this full moon, because let's say you go to a party, there's a good chance you could have a few too many drinks, you might embarrass yourself, so try to stay kind of low profile. The good thing about this is that Pluto is going to be sextiling this full moon, so there could be some really beautiful deep spiritual transformations as well. So I would say it's a better evening for spiritual pursuits and to really stay away from situations that you could become a little bit lost in, because confusion will be amplified. Saturn is also going to be going direct this month in Capricorn, so that is just gonna speed up manifestation. It's gonna get everything rolling and everything going. And the end of September is really beautiful as the sun moves into Libra. It's going to be such a great time for relationships, for friendships, especially the new moon on September 28th. That new moon is going to be a really great time to throw a party. It's a wonderful time to get engaged, great time to be married. I'm actually going to a wedding on that day of the new moon, so good job for them for picking a really beautiful astrological day to get married. So I would say also, any way that you can showcase your talents on the new moon on the 28th is going to be really amplified by Jupiter in Sagittarius. So if you're trying to raise your profile in the world, if you're trying to take advantage of positive relationships that can help you grow, that new moon is such a great time to show everyone what you've got and to make connections, because Libra is such a social sign. So as this month progresses, we're going to go from those detail-oriented, more Virgo, make a plan, execute the plan, perfectionism, into Libra, which is going to give you that, let's all get together, let's enjoy art, let's enjoy one another's company, let's keep it lighthearted, friendships, romance, but not like heavy romance, more fun flirtation kind of romance. So those are going to be the main astrological forecasts for this month. Now we're going to pull some tarot cards and bring in the energy of the cosmos in that manner. Ooh, okay. Bringing in a lot of minor arcana energy this month. You know, I think that this feels about right. You know, we've got the Ten of Pentacles coming in, and the Ten of Pentacles, that's got all of that earth energy. And, you know, we've got a lot of earth planets this month. We've got Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn. We're going to have Mars, Venus, Sun, Mercury, all in Virgo. Like, that's a lot of earth. So, you know, the good thing about that is, like, manifesting money, manifesting cash, building, again, thinking about what you're building for the future. A lot of times the Ten of Pentacles is very future-minded. You know, we have an entire family here. We've got, you know, the patriarch. We have these two grown adults. We've even got a little kid and some doggos there. So there's this feeling of abundance. There's this feeling of, you know, also I love that the old man is petting the dog, because it's almost like he's in touch with his instincts. And his instincts have built this entire palace. And he is passing it down to that little guy there. There's a sense that that abundance has been grown and tended over time, and that will be passed on to future generations. So, good card for finances. Maybe a little trickier for mentality. And these two cards have a very clear message to me of, you're going to need to meditate in order to not get too caught up in delusions. You know, I'm also going to say that, you know, the energy last month, I remember the cards that I pulled were like kind of gnarly, and I was wondering why, but then, you know, the rainforest is burning, we have all sorts of drama going on culturally, ecologically, and I think this card is maybe a little bit dealing with that in this way of like, well, let's pull the wool over our eyes. Let's not look at what we can do to change our behavior. And that's kind of the tough message of this card. On the other hand, maybe sometimes like you can't deal with it necessarily, or it's too much. And I think maybe that's why the Four of Swords is coming up, because it's telling us that, okay, maybe you can't change all of your habits. Maybe you can't single-handedly save the ecology of the planet, but maybe taking a pause to meditate and to quiet your mind and to get out of any sort of fear-based mentality is actually something that it will be really helpful for the month ahead. Sort of taking mental energy and grounding it. And in a lot of ways, the Four of Swords is one of the more calm of the sword suit. It is the card of meditation and of rest and recuperation. So I'm thinking that maybe we're going to need to really watch our mindset, watch our mentality, try to bring it down to earth. And a lot of times 4 is a very grounded number. You know, you've got 4 corners to, you know, the foundation of a house generally. And this is a card about laying down good foundations for your mental health ahead, because it looks like there will be a lot of opportunities for you to get a little bit tangled up in your own head, tangled up in your own internal drama. And in order to really make it through this month and to like be able to somewhat enjoy the abundance that's going to be around us, we've got to cool our heads and calm our minds. Because let's face it, when it comes to making real change, when it comes to moving forward with your life, a lot of the times it's easier if you're coming at it in a grounded, meditative state. Because no matter what, you're going to come up against conflict. There's always going to be things that are going wrong, and it doesn't do you any good to feel stressed about it or to ignore it. That's the other thing about this card. It's like, are you ignoring everything that's around you? Are you ignoring solutions because you just don't want to deal with it? And maybe that is also like, maybe that's the dark side of this card too. Like this person's like, I'll deal with it later. I'll get to it later. And I'm thinking that, let's see one more card here. I think this is the time. That's the time to deal with it. You're going to have to deal with the realities of the situation. Is there something that you're really unhappy about? Deal with it now. You can meditate about it, but make sure that, you know, you're not getting too caught up in thinking things over because it maybe doesn't get any better. So yeah, enjoy the abundance, but also be aware of the fine line between meditation and calmness and complacency. I don't think this is a good month to be complacent, and it could be easy to be complacent, but I'm going to tell you that maybe not everyone's going to be complacent. The people that aren't complacent are the ones that oftentimes win. So think about what you want to bring into the world and how you can get over your own complacency and make it happen. Like, make those new beginnings. They're yours. It's you. You're the one that's in charge of your life. So don't let anybody else, you know, win the show. Don't let anybody else put negativity out into the world just because they acted when you didn't act. So that is our tarot spread for the month. Hang in there. At least you're going to be getting paid, but watch your mind. And now we will write a poem about the energy for September 2019. She removes the wool and sleeps for 7 days. Will you blame her or lend your warmest cloak?